Well, hello. It's Friday, and I know you're tired. I can certainly feel the changes in the energy, and we had our first rains last night. Not a lot, but just enough of that beautiful, sweet rain to settle the dust of a very long and dry winter here in the Highveld. And I wanted to just pop in here today before I go and join my family for a Friday celebration supper, to just ask you how you can begin to appreciate the beauty in the nature within you. Hi, Christina and Colleen. Oh, it's so beautiful to see some of my gorgeous, resilient love warriors joining me on this Friday where we're entering into a season of springtime, and how we're going to nurture those seeds that we've planted in the dark, dry winter here in the Highveld. And for those of you that are entering into winter, thank you for joining me, Sharon, Marina, Bridget, Carlene, Christina, Chantel, Tasmin. Welcome. So what I wanted to really speak to today is to just take you on a journey into really enjoying, and I mean that, being in your joy, to experience the beauty of your true nature, of what you came here to be in physical embodiment, to express yourself like the most exquisite piece of artwork where you're painting onto your blank canvas. And I know, Colleen, you will appreciate that, being an incredible artist yourself. And I want you, just for this moment, this present time here, as we gather together, to connect to the parts of you that you love, that you have denied. Maybe it's your beautiful full lips, or the softness of your voice when you sing your child to sleep, or take your dogs for a walk. And just choose that and type it in the comments below. And if you need to dig deep, and just appreciate that you are here in this lifetime, and you get to own the qualities of your beauty right now, because this is an expression of your beautiful, exquisite, and elegant animal body in this moment. Why would we ever not look at this long, gorgeous, elongated neck, or your wide shoulders, and enjoy it? Or perhaps it is the breadth and length of your legs, where you are so grounded into the way you walk on the earth. And imagine if you saw that quality in nature. Perhaps the speed and agility of the cheetah, or the camouflage of the lion who's waiting to pounce in the savannah. And how would you ever not stop and just really, really look and enjoy the exquisiteness of the physical beauty of that animal, of that body in this moment of time? And I love it. Your webbed feet and open heart, your big heart and wide hips, they're beautiful. And I want to just challenge you. Thank you for those of you that are vulnerable enough to share, where you've been so courageous. But I want to just challenge you for one more, to just step into another physical quality that you love about yourself. Maybe it's your crazy snort giggle, or the way that you sing in the shower, or the way that you hold yourself out there in the world. Maybe it's your voice, your lips, whatever it is for you. Hi, Teresa. Maybe it's your big, wide feet or funny toes that keep you grounded and connected to the earth. But just type that in below or in your journal. What about those qualities of you that perhaps you've denied or suppressed that you're willing to own and acknowledge and celebrate? And write that down. And as you go into your deep, deep down place, just notice when you appreciate those parts of you that you've exiled up until now, what you appreciate and honor about the essence of that body part, that characteristic of yours that connects you to yourself and in the way that you see the world. And as you notice that part about yourself, feel into how does it make you feel? Are you more in your skin? Are you more in the feminine of who you're showing up to be, or the masculine that you're showing up to be as resilience and bravery? And where in the past you maybe have dimmed that down or numbed it or hidden it so well because you're waiting for somebody else to give you permission to appreciate your own inner beauty and be full of yourself. I mean, if you're not full of yourself, who are you full of? And when we're not, that just know that this is a culture of shame that we have all been living in the collective consciousness of what it means to be fully human, kindness, and that what you're doing right now, where you're being so incredibly brave in this journey with me, is to really witness your own beauty. This is not an expression of arrogance or selfishness. And it doesn't diminish another being or another animal in any way of their beauty. This is where we celebrate each other's gifts and talents and abilities. And I suppose what I'm trying to do is make the parallel to, obviously I do a lot of work with nature and animals, and especially horses, that it is as if you were going to walk into a field and I was going to share with you or show you one of the most beautiful horses or elephants or lions I have ever seen, and you cover your eyes because it's not okay in your mind to enjoy the sheer beauty of this animal that is showing itself to you. So what we do with our own bodies, and all this fear of feeling inadequate, of not being enough, of not trusting fully that we are enough, that we use this as a bonding pattern. A lot of people do a lot of self-hatred and internal dialogue about their weight, about their size, about the way they're showing up in this moment in time, about their age or the wrinkles. And we spoke about this with Fiona earlier. But whatever it is for you, where you go into judgment that you're not enough, and it is literally as if you are putting a hand over your eyes, not willing to look and connect with the exquisite artwork and beauty that makes you who you are in this very moment. Just let that settle in. Because it's a very big shift, isn't it? As all of us as human beings need to go through into the shadows to come to see ourselves, not looking at ourselves in the mirror, but looking for ourselves, and where we perhaps have been using the shame and the self-shredding or internal hatred to try and motivate ourselves to become something different or more, or to be somehow more perfect, as if that is even possible, rather than to just be fully ourselves, to be in love with the skin that we're in. And if I took you with me in this moment to the African bushveld, which is coming up now, the journey on ancient soil, but where you have this beautiful vision of this little baby calf elephant swinging around his trunk because he hasn't learned to use it yet, and he's innocent and full of fun and the joy of being alive. And then there is this matriarch, this wise old woman that is so embodied in her being, and her back is swayed, and maybe her muscle tone has decayed, and perhaps her body is not that of a young, sprite little elephant calf, but she has weathered the storm, and she carries with her in those scars and internal adhesions all of this incredible life lessons that she's lived. And it's told in every little nook and cranny and wrinkle and crevice of her body. And I would say to you, okay, tell me which one is more beautiful, this young naivety of the young calf that has yet to see the world and all its danger, and the old wise woman that has lived and endured so much. And you can't, because both beings are being 100% of themselves, exactly where they are and in the stage of life that they're in, fully embodied, having an incredible experience of being alive. And we don't allow ourselves to see and witness ourselves in the same light. It's so much easier, isn't it, to look at someone else and see the beauty in them, or perhaps the agility and flexibility of your cat, or the ability to just play no matter what's going on in your dog. And imagine where you sit and you look at this landscape, this canvas that you've painted on, and look at this expression of who you're being as this beautiful being in a body that has webbed feet and a big, open, beautiful heart and wide hips. And you just take time to sit with the shape and the size and the color, perhaps, of your own lips, or how when you stand in the stability of solid, strong hips and use that expression to make yourself come alive. And this really is your artistry. And the person who is most meant to witness all of this, all of the beauty within, is you. So notice, if you've been playing along with me, that you're doing really, really well. And I want you to continue really practicing and engaging in this beautiful, messy experiment called your life. And to recap, there are really 3 ways that you are going to go forward on your own this weekend, and know that you can come back here and rest in the support of this tribe and the people that celebrate and witness your greatness. And to remember that the first one is to just sit in the recognition of who you have become, when perhaps you're feeling really, really good, and you can do the belly laugh, and it's lighthearted and it's filled with joy and laughter, and you love that about yourself, whatever that is that you wrote down. And then the second practice is to go, okay, here's something I see about my physical body that is actually quite exquisite when I get out of the judgment of my inner mean girls or my comparisonitis. Maybe it's just your belly button, or the way that your ear, maybe it's your little pinky finger. Maybe it's your right ankle, or as Corleen said, her wide hips. But I want you to just keep discovering and keep picking it up in the place of witness as you keep uncovering this. And then the last thing we're going to do is explore the storyline that is a lie that you may have been trying to keep true of, that you're not enough, that you don't trust fully that you are enough, all the ways that you think maybe you're too much or too loud or too wide or too funny or whatever it is for you, and that you don't want to give it any intention right now, that anything says that you cannot be that. And I want to really challenge you to type in the comments some specifics of, without anything to prove or anything to hide, that you're being all of you, and wherever you find yourself right now is pitch perfect. And just see what your mind can come up with on how you can create a story about how the lightness of your being is actually true. Because it's easy to go to the wrongness, which is why we do that. But we don't often spend enough time celebrating the entirety of whatever you are right now. So I want you to think about this as that story about the three bears, where the porridge for Mama Bear was too sweet and Daddy Bear's was too hot, but yours was just right. It was just perfect. And to just spend some time sitting in the beauty of you, being whole and complete, exactly where you find yourself. And I want you to just take some time. Maybe you push pause on this Facebook Live, or if you're listening to this replay, you just come back to it and you look at how your vulnerability and your qualities impact other people and animals, where you tap into empathy and allow others to tap into their compassion and be brave enough to speak their truth because you are, and allow your body to just experience any tension, any thoughts or feelings or emotions that are coming up from your gut brain. And you just allow yourself to be there. Just hold yourself there and just allow any of these emotions to bubble up to the surface. And look at how you can get in touch with those attributes in yourself, even though you may be terrified or don't have any idea how to do that, or perhaps have too much judgment to actually allow yourself to, maybe you're saying it's okay for you to do that, but I don't know if I can do that because I'm too afraid of how I'll be judged or torn down, or let myself get really angry when I shout about something, or whatever it might be for you. And just allow that expression of the fullness of your own emotions to arise, because this is the best, most beautiful gift you can give to yourself, because you're not bottling things up anymore and making yourself sick and out of ease, which is just what disease is, emotionally and physically. And not just physically to your body, but to your entire immune system. And in addition to that, when you're fully embodied in those emotions, does it make sense that the scope and scale that they move through you, that you awaken something in another person that deeply, deeply needs to be expressed and spoken to and honored and revered, and that it can only happen at this level of feeling? And can you just acknowledge the gifts that come out of you in recognizing that this is 100% okay to be you, to give yourself permission to know that you are not and can ever be too much of anything. And that when you invoke things in yourself, you invoke things in others. And that nothing can be more exhilarating and stunning than that, to gain access to a relationship, perhaps to parts of yours that you've exiled, or people that you have cast out, and that you're coming back into right relationship in that expression of your own feeling. Allow others to feel more so that they can heal. Give me a yes if this makes sense, because this is huge and one that so many people steer clear of. as if the intensity of this connection with your own beauty, you misidentify that intensity and how it means to live fully engaged with how to live deeply happy into your life can be misidentified as too painful. And so you stop yourself from fully expressing what motivates and moves you, and where you get to contribute through your vulnerability and your authentic voice to give voice to the things that you find unkind or unacceptable or diseased, not just in the world, but within your own psyche. And to just be able to create a container of love and safety for you to be able to express that. You bring that to life and create an awakening in someone else or another being, like your dog or your cat or your horse. And to just be fully in the experience of being you. So these three things that I've just mentioned to you, being first the story of maybe I'm not fun or I'm not smart enough or whatever it is, and allow yourself to soften into the full expression of your heart. If you're one of those people like me that laughs and snorts at the same time and has the ability to be lighter in bringing humor to the parts of you that perhaps you have been judging, and to just really start witnessing your own beauty. And especially when you're alone, this one is going to be very challenging for you because there is so much practice with self-hatred around our physicality. And I say our because you're not alone. This is part of the human epidemic of separation and loneliness, where everyone feels a sense of inadequacy because our whole entire culture has told us what we're supposed to look like, which is not being you. So learning to be in that space and hear the inner critic or those inner mean girls come online, and then deliberately turn your focus and attention to something that you can land on about your own physical embodiment, and just be with it until you have really felt and seen the beauty of all of it, and allow yourself to witness this stunning creature that you are in physical form. And then the third part of this is how your expression is absolutely aligned and perfect and divine. Your way of being and expressing yourself and how you're showing up is an immense gift, not just to you, but it ends up being a gift to others who are doubting that they're enough. So think about it as going into the gym of your heart, and also into the gym of exercising your mental muscle, and just allowing yourself to play in this space of experimenting. And if you can just commit to being in this and bringing it in as part of your daily rituals and your stake to keep you deeply grounded into trusting yourself fully, what you're going to find is that when you, for example, see an ex-lover, you're going to be able to feel more grounded in your ability to see yourself without needing the external validation of somebody seeing you through their own eyes and filters. And please type in the comments if you're joining us on the replay, or right now, if you feel like you're going to commit, and just say, yes, I'm committed to practicing and exercising these muscles of intuition, of your innate human animal body's intelligence, where you can really lean into deeply loving yourself and appreciating the beauty of how you're made up. And I always say this, if it's not simple, it's not the trust process. So take it low and slow. Don't try and do everything at once, but perhaps the first day that you commit to this, you, in your meditation practice, start to bring in some of the qualities of beauty that you appreciate about yourself and allow yourself to fully embrace and embody that in the act of meditation. And then next, perhaps your next stay would be around your physical beauty. And then, of course, the third morning, then perhaps your stay is going to be around your expression, most especially your emotional body, and how you're expressing yourself as exactly what is required. Not too much, not too little, not too hot, not too sweet, but perfectly energetically aligned with how you express yourself. So if you use that meditation time, because perhaps it's already a good routine for you, can you use that space to really focus your attention on these things? Because I think trying to do it all at once can become too much. But just go to the gym and rotate extra muscles. You know, one day it's upper body and the next day it's the lower body. But just to really allow yourself to start to see the parts of you that you have denied or expressed or exiled as the beauty that others see in you that you haven't been able to see before now. Oh, beautiful, Rosa. Yes, I'm so glad. Yeah. You know, tread gently on yourself. Tread gently on that soft animal body of yours that is empathetic, that is sensitive, that is compassionate. And see what comes up when you just allow yourself to sit in total admiration and appreciation of the parts that you could not see before because of the assigns or programming or projections of other people that were hurting, that hurt you and made you doubt and shame the parts of you that actually are your gift to the world. And see what shows up for you then. And wherever you are, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Celebrate the small wins. And let your body rest. It's been a busy week. It's been an intense week as we start to integrate and recalibrate all the parts and pieces that we have been moving through in the energy of Chiron and the wounded healer of August. And to really step in and embrace the beauty of springtime or the transitional in-between luminal space of the seasons. If you're in the northern hemisphere and you're moving into more of a contractive state where you need to move your energy down, celebrate the harvest, and really root deeply into the tap roots and that intercellular communication that happens below the surface. And if you're in springtime like I am, stop and smell the roses. My roses are blooming. My first blush of jasmine is so heady. And it's in the simple things that we can acknowledge the beauty of you as this beautiful flower unfolding, or the lotus that's efforted so hard and so long that is finally pushing above the muddy waters and shining your light and sharing your gifts and talents with everybody else. Yeah, I know it's been pretty hot in Spain, Rosa, so just allow yourself to rest and know that you are safe. Just give yourself permission to follow your body's natural impulses, because I'm sure most of you know already that it's in those moments where we honor the body and follow its natural impulses that we have the most cathartic and beautiful exchanges of creation coming through. So thank you for being here, and I'll speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye. Mwah.